Hey everybody, it's the Doll Boy, and today I am back with yet another LOL OMG video. Honestly, I've been really enjoying these dolls, so if you like the OMG dolls as well, definitely make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Today is not going to be just any OMG video, but it will be my very first OMG hair reroot, which I'm very excited about and a little nervous too. For this reroot, I'll be using my Busy BB doll, who has some crazy bald spots around the hairline. That's why I cut the hair in a previous video to prepare her for the reroot she's getting today. To start off this process, I'll give her a big job, cutting off all of her hair as short as possible. After all the hair is trimmed, I get my bowl of boiling water ready to soften the plastic of the head. This makes it easier for me to really carefully remove the body from the head. Then I take my tweezers and try and scrape the inside of the head to get all the hair plugs loose. With this OMG doll head, I did notice it was a little harder to reach some spots, but dipping it in warm water helps you a lot in softening up the plastic for more flexibility in the head. There still were quite some strands that I didn't manage to get out, but for those ones I just pulled them out, which worked pretty well. Then to actually remove the hair you loosened up on the inside of the head, I go back in with my tweezers to take all of that hair out. You really want to take your time with this to get the head as empty as possible. What I did notice on this OMG head is that there was no glue at all to keep the hair in place, which makes sure your doll will not get any glue seepage that some Ever After High and Monster High dolls suffered from. But it will also make the hair more prone to fall out as well. Now that the head is completely bald and empty, I'm gonna try to color match the scalp to the reroot hair I'm gonna be using, which is this mix of pastel pink and purple and blue. To match that, I'll be using this pink and blue paint mixed in with a lot of white paint as well. In my Cassandra reroot video, I mentioned that often when I paint the scalp, it'll chip off when I'm rerooting, which made me get a comment from Dylan Kitching. He told me that it might help to add Mod Podge to the paint. So that's what I tried this time. I wasn't sure how much I should add, so I went for a half and half mixture. Adding the Mod Podge did make the paint more transparent, so I added about 3 layers to get the coverage I wanted, letting the paint dry in between each layer. I was really curious to see if this trick would work, but as you'll see during the reroot, most of the paint stayed in place perfectly. While the final layer of the paint was drying, I started preparing the reroot hair. The color mixture I'll be using is a mix of the colors Wild Lavender, Cupcake Pink, Lagoon Blue, and Sherbet Pink from dollyhair.com. As you might know from my other reroot videos, my preferred hair type to work with is saran hair, which is what I'll be using today. For this reroot, I actually did mean to get the pinks separated from the blues and purples, but I must have forgotten to mention that while ordering. That's why I am separating some bright pink strands on the left myself. I'll be using these strands closer to the part for a nicely highlighted money piece effect. Then it's finally time to start the actual reroot. As you can see, LOL OMG dolls by themselves are really stiff, so I dip the head in boiling water to make the plastic a lot softer and more flexible. This makes it much easier to reroot these heads. For this process, I'm starting with the hairline, leaving some holes unfilled so I can add a highlight to that later. After completing the hairline in that main color, I continue rerooting her parting. Originally, Busy BB has her middle parting, but for the new look I wanted to give her, I preferred a side part. To achieve this, I'm creating my own holes in the head, as close to each other as I can, using thicker strands than I do for the hairline. Then I drag the end of my point comb through this part, separating it into two to create your perfect new part. After rooting the part and hairline, I did really like this pastel look, but it did feel a little plain and safe to me. That's when I finally made up my mind to add these brighter rainbow vibe colors. A very long time ago, I came across these amazing hairstyles by Amy the Mermaid, and I've wanted to make a doll with these hair colors ever since. But I haven't really done a doll makeover that I wanted to give this hair to, so I'm really happy that I'll finally be able to try it out. I'm not going for an exact replica of the ombre look, but I'm definitely taking a lot of inspiration from the color combinations. These colors I'm using are leftovers from the rainbow hair set from Custom Doll Hair, which I've used in a couple other reroots already. As I already mentioned, I did leave some gaps in the hairline, so I can add the rainbow hair to those spots, to get a nicely highlighted color blend. I section off a bunch of strands of the purple, blue, green, and yellow, and add those to the hairline. I really liked working with all of those colors at the same time, because that really helped me in mixing the different colors and choosing which highlight to add in which place. I also add the colored streaks in the row behind the hairline and throughout the head as well, to add more of those colored highlights. I really try to alternate the yellow, green, and blue a lot to get that really blended effect, with some more concentrated spots of each color. As you can see, I'm not using that darker purple anymore, because I didn't want to darken up the complete look too much. I only wanted to add a little amount of that darker accent for depth. Then, because I did want the main color to be that pastel purple mix, I finished this reroot by adding more purple hair to fill in the rest of the holes. As I was doing this, I felt like I might not have added enough of the colored accents, so I added more of those as well. Then, when the entire head was filled, I added my Fabri-Tac glue to the inside of the head. Because the head is so big, it was quite hard to be sure that the entire head was fully covered. While editing, I realized I forgot to film the part where I spread the glue inside the head with a Q-tip. But I did that as well, to try and cover everything as evenly as possible. Then after letting the glue dry for a good 24 hours, I can put the head back on the body. The neck holes of these OMG dolls are designed to have a slotted hole, so be sure to align the neck back with that slot, which will make it a lot easier to put the head back on the body. As you can clearly tell in this clip as well, my head did not fully harden yet. It actually took a couple more days before the head was completely hard. I don't know if this is specific for the OMG dolls or if this was because I used a new bottle of glue. However, I simply could not wait to put this doll together and style the hair. If you can relate to that, let me know in the comments down below. What I do to start the styling is dip the hair in boiling water to set that part in place and make the hair all smooth by brushing it out really well after dipping it in the water. When the hair is all smoothed out, I started creating this really nice and basic haircut by cutting a really straight line. Then to add in some more movement, I added some more layering around the hairline and around the rest of the hair as well. And that finishes up the doll. As you might have seen in the beginning of this video, I reached out to Dixon_7art and asked him if he could create art for my custom doll, and he definitely delivered. I love how this art turned out, and I'm so proud of the custom doll as well. I really hope you like my rerooted doll, as well as the way I captured the process in this video. If you did, comment down below and give this video a thumbs up. For more videos like these, subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications. If you want to see more pictures of my doll customs, please follow me on Instagram as well, @thedollboy. See you next time!